The epic, the epic is a long narrative poem. The ballad is a short story in verse, while the epic is a long story in verse. Like ballads, the epics are also of two types: the epic of growth and the epic of art. We can call them primitive epic and later epic. Let us distinguish the epic of growth and the epic of art. First, the epic of growth has its origin in popular song and story. It is not the work of a single fixed person, but it is a work of persons. It is not the work of conscious efforts. It comes down from generation to generation. It is often based on legends of the popular hero. Such stories were in circulation through the songs of bards and minstrels. Such epics are the final product of long series of ballads. They can be called the epics of evolution because they grow gradually, and later some writer or writers would give them a definite form or unity. The Iliad is such an example. Homer composed it out of fragmentary tales of Achilles and a Trojan War. The Beowulf is also an example of Anglo-Saxon epic. All primitive epic deal with the great deeds of heroes. They are the heroes of their particular race. They are connected with the mythological stories of these heroes. Second is the epic of art. It is a product of an individual genius. It is a result of scholarship, study, and hard labor. It is an imitation of the epic of growth in style and manner. This kind of epic can be called literary epic also. Its subject matter is also the deeds of the great heroes. Its structure is also similar. The material of the epic of growth is living. The epic of growth is fresh, spontaneous, and racy. The epic of art is learned, bookish, and imitative. Virgil's Aeneid and Milton's Paradise Lost are the examples of the epic of art. Now let us discuss the characteristics of an epic. First, it is a long narrative poem, generally divided into 12 books. Second, theme of the epic are exploits, valor, or bravery of a national hero. Third, the hero is a man of bravery, nobility, and high stature. He belongs to a royal family with extraordinary physical power. There is an element of supernatural in the epic. Gods and devils play the role in helping or destroying the characters of the epic. The role of fate is also very vital in the epic. Destiny intervenes in the lives of the characters. These are the thrilling adventures like long arduous journey with many hazards. There are many exaggerated events. There are digressions in the epic. There are side stories. The epic must have a unity and coherence. Some epic often lack the organic unity. Romantic epics are rambling and incoherent. Spenser's Faerie Queene is an example of the romantic epic. Next, an epic reflects the spirit of age. It is a very embodiment to the spirit of the age. It represents the national spirit. The epic, as Milton used to say, justifies the ways of God of man. It has a moral purpose. The diction of the epic, like the theme of the epic, must be lofty and sublime. Epic similes, personifications, and allusions are used in the epic. There are certain epic conventions which are strictly adhered to in the epic. The poet, for example, begins his story from the middle and not from the beginning. He plunges into the action somewhere in the middle. The epic begins the poem with an invocation to the muse to bless and inspire him in undertaking the serious work of writing an epic. The poet makes a statement about the purpose of the poem, very often in the beginning of the poem, after the invocation. The hero usually undertakes an arduous voyage with help of some supernatural agencies. There are also descriptions of tournaments, assemblies, conferences, and debates in the epics. Now let us have a look at the name of the great epics during different periods of history. Homer, the Iliad, the Odyssey from ancient Greece, Virgil, the Aeneid, John Milton, the Paradise Lost, the Puritan Age, 17th century, Wordsworth, the Prelude, the Romantic Age, the romantic epic in which the journey of the mind and the soul is depicted. Keats' Hyperion, Romantic Age, based on Greek mythology. Byron Don Juan, Romantic Age, epic satire. Tennyson, The Idylls of the King. Matthew Arnold, Sohrab and Rustum, epic fragment. T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. It can be called a modern epic depicting the nothingness and nihilism of the 20th century.